Spiritual world of everything ever. And we're coming up on the winter solstice. So it's one of my favorite times, although I'm not a big fan of walking into the winter season here in the Northern Hemisphere. I do enjoy walking into days with more sunshine. It makes me happy. So I hope that you're really well wherever you are in this right now moment. And if you're somewhere that it's cold outside, I hope that you're keeping warm. I have my layers on. My hands are still a little chilly, but whatever. I'm gonna bring you in closer. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I hope that you're doing all right, y'all. A lot of stuff has been going on in the world, and it's not necessarily the easiest stuff to walk through, to face, to deal with, to witness. Um, and it's just life, you know? Been talking with a lot of people lately who are starting to experience death around them, death of friends, death of loved ones, through and you know suicide, young people having heart attacks out of nowhere, um, just really kind of like out of the blue kind of things around the death that's coming up, and that's not easy. It's not the easiest thing to move through. Grief and loss is it's a thing. So if you're moving through that, I just want to send you a big wave of love and compassion if you're moving through any of this heart stuff. I know it's not easy. Um, so something that I wanted to share around this, that makes it easier for me to move through these hard times sometimes. Um, because I don't know about y'all, but when I'm moving through hard times, it's kind of hard for me to like find the silver lining, or to find the light, or to even experience joy or happiness or peace, because my heart and my mind are so overwhelmed with maybe feelings of sadness or grief, and things like that. So, as I share this, please feel free to leave comments in the comment section about maybe some things that tend to lift your spirits during maybe some challenging times, because whatever works for me may not work for everybody, and maybe you have something that would be of service for someone else to be able to see. So please feel free to leave comments, especially if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to share it with your friends, your family, if you see any of these that are of service, or if it lights you up. So, yeah. Um, so when I'm moving through like hard times, it's really easy for me to do certain things, right? It's really easy for me to like not leave my house. It's easy for me to not drink enough water. Let me take a sip. Drink some water while you're here if you can. It's easy for me to not nourish myself properly. It's easy for me to eat a lot of sugar. It's when I'm going through hard times, it's easy for me to sit on my phone or the equivalent of a television and just sit there for hours on end and be like, wow, what happened to the day? It's also easy for me to um, dive into maybe work. Like I'll just work really hard. Um, Sometimes it's hard for me to get outside and just be outside. Um, yeah. So I understand that when we move through hard times, that it's not easy to pull ourselves through it, because it's so heavy, right? It's the really heavy energy that pulls our heart when we're experiencing grief or loss, especially when it's cold out, when we're moving through holidays. A lot of people don't have family. A lot of people don't have a community. A lot of people don't have shelter. A lot of people don't have all the things that are shown on the TV and in the media of what you should have during this time of year. Maybe people go to family functions during this time and it's stressful. Maybe they feel those same woundings that they felt when they were children. The feelings of maybe not being accepted or just witnessing old patterns of abuse, right? You never know. So this time of year, I just want to put it out there that like give yourself some grace, right? Give yourself some grace. Give other people grace because we don't know what other people are moving through right now, right? Hell, I don't even know what I'm moving through half the time if I'm really honest. Till I like sit with it and like ask myself, like, what are you feeling, girl? Anyway, but sometimes I feel that we need to pull ourselves through it, right? We need to get support. We need to ask for help. Like, I get it, all those things. And we need to pull ourselves out of it. And pulling ourselves out of it doesn't mean to distract ourselves in the media world. That's not how we pull ourselves through it. That's a way to bypass and actually store that energy, that heavy energy, in our physical bodies. Our bodies aren't made to store that energy. Our bodies are made to let energy move through it in the form of emotions. So, something that I wanted to share that has always worked for me. Even when I was a kid and I didn't have the awareness, I wasn't thinking about it. It was just like what my higher self was guiding me to do that was probably keeping me alive, keeping me from spiraling down really low. And that's going outside. It is connecting back with nature in some way. The earth herself is such medicine. We forget, I think, that we are connected in some way to everything on this earth, that we're connected to the soil, the dirt, the grass, that every single flower has a divine connection to life force energy itself, and so do we. That every tree that grows, that's got the root system that goes underground, that's sending out little electrical pulses to all the other trees and life forms on the earth and in the soil, that we are a part of that. We walk on it, we breathe that energy in. We've got the energy of the sunlight, literally source energy that emits plasma waves that help our fascia and our nervous system. It helps our eyeballs. It gives us vitamins through our skin. The air, we're a part of the air. It's not like the air is just around us. It literally moves through us, through our breath. It moves through our body because we are not separate from that. We think that we are. We think that we're so separate from the earth and all the beings on it that when we go through hard times, we start to feel even more alone than we truly are. We are not ever alone. And the reminder of that for me is the earth herself. It's when I'm having a hard time and I just stop whatever and I go sit outside and I just look around. Next thing you know, I'm seeing cardinals and bluebirds and squirrels and hawks and raccoons and deer. Even though I live in the city, I still see all these things. I'll see possums. That's an interesting thing to see during the day, not gonna lie. I see the bees, the honeybees. I see um, yellow jackets. Yeah, yellow jackets. Bumblebees, carpenter bees. I see these bees that literally the only thing they do is they travel around from flower to flower to pull forth more nectar of life so that life itself can continue in this beautiful biodiversity that we call Earth. We're a part of that. When we allow ourselves to go and be back with the Earth, whether it's just in our mind or in our physical body, we start to completely shift. Our emotions start to regulate, usually. They usually start to regulate. If you've ever sat by a fire, your nervous system, unless you've had a trauma around it or haven't healed the trauma around it, that's more like it. Um, but like if you sit by a fire, something happens. There's something that happens to you, right? Your eyes are watching the flames dance. You're feeling the warmth on whatever side of your body that's facing it. Maybe you're eating some s'mores, who knows? But there's something magic to nature. There's something magic to fire. If you've ever sat next to a creek, a river, a body of water, there's something that happens to you deep inside that watching something on a screen will not ever do. Being with another human won't ever do those things either. If you're outside and you're just sitting there chilling and you see a hawk and it flies really close to you and it lands, there's something magical to that that is unworldly almost. It's like, whoa, what? I got to see that? Like that's near me. There's that feeling of like I'm actually special. Not that we're not special any other time, but for me anyway, when I experience nature in a way that I'm like, oh my God, did anyone just see that? Nobody else saw that but me. Oh my God. I feel like it's this gift from Great Spirit, that it's a gift from the divine, that it's a gift of life force energy that is chosen to be in a body and express itself in a way that only I got to witness. That remembering the power of the earth is starting to tap into a part of our true nature so that we start to actually feel more supported, more connected. Our nervous system starts to again balance. Our emotional system starts to balance. Our mind starts to get clear. And then in those spaces of hard times, what tends to come up is a deep sense of appreciation and gratitude. As opposed to, I'm feeling a hard time, I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling grief, let me shove it down, let me get sucked in. We can still honor those feelings of grief and feel gratitude for what we still get to experience. And then that honors the life of those around us that may not be here anymore. If I go outside and I start living and walking in the woods and talking to my neighbors and having little conversations with the chipmunks, I'm honoring my life and the life of life around me. By doing that, that's bringing honor to all of the beings who are either no longer in body or to the beings that are too afraid to live a life. Life is made to be lived, and the constant reminder of life itself is the earth and all of the life on it in every shape. The snakes, the bugs, the roaches, the things that people don't like. That's still life being an active participant in this terrarium that we call Earth. Everything is valuable. Everything serves a purpose. Everything is going to support the life of something else, either in its life or in its death. I remember thinking that, wow, what is the point of mosquitoes? Like, what is the point of a stupid mosquito? I don't like them. And once I remembered that there's no difference between me and the mosquito, it's life force energy through it, through me, same thing. Different forms, different sizes, different purpose. They stopped biting me. That was an interesting thing. But then I also realized that they feed the bats. The bats totally love to eat the mosquitoes. So I'm like, yeah. And I just have tons of bats that live near me. I love it. It's awesome. And so I get to see how the cycle of life is always in constant movement and it's always in constant support through the life and the death of it all. And then I get to start seeing more of the beauty of it, right? Because I see the impermanence of it. I see the cycle of it. I see the colors. I see the textures. You know, right now, a lot of the leaves are off the tree. So now I'm starting to actually see the structure of the branches that I don't normally see when they're full of leaves. I prefer when the leaves are on there because I just like all the green. And I get to see the bones of the tree. Like, could you imagine if one season every year we like lost all of our flesh and we just had our skeletons walking around? How cool would that be? It'd be weird. I'm not gonna lie, it'd be weird. But we don't get to do that. But the trees do, and we get to witness that. To me, that's complete magic. That's so magic to me. You know, the fact that the sun can go behind a cloud and the temperature can drop multiple degrees. And then the sun comes back out and it's like everything in my body expands to welcome that warmth. And we will create excuses on why we don't want to reconnect with nature. It's too cold, right? It's raining. That's a really big one for me. That's why I live somewhere that's not the Northwest because I don't want to be around all that gray and rain because I don't have the the commitment, the motivation to still go out and be outside and connect with nature if it's cold and rainy. That's that's a stopper for me, and I don't like that. So for me, the things that get me down are when it's cold and rainy for a long amount of time. So then what I do is I try to appreciate it more. I see the value of all the rain, of course. But then I might, light candles more around my house. I can bring some fire element in to balance all the water element. I will pay more attention to my plants on those days and talk to them because I'm not outside with the plants. So I share all this because earth medicine, plant medicine, life medicine is a constant force of health and wellness and a path to feeling better. And to me, spirituality, spirit in form is in all forms of life itself. I don't typically get to feel like I'm connected to life when I'm on my phone all day. But if I go outside and put my hands in the dirt and I tend to my garden, I feel connected to life. I feel that energy of life in me more. So, my invitation for all of us is as we move through this holiday season where we have commercials and commitments and monetary things, health things, death things, frustration things, maybe alone types of things, lonely feelings of things, that these things can still be a part of life. And they don't have to be all of the life that you live. They don't have to be the only thing you experience. I'm not saying don't experience them, you're going to experience it like whatever. But we have the choice to be able to experience all that and to be able to experience life in ways that feels good at the same time. So my request is that over the next couple weeks, we breathe more. We go outside and breathe more fresh air. Fresh air is a really great thing right now. I'm going to sidetrack on this. Because we're inside so much more because it's more cold for many of us, we tend to not get fresh air. And if we do, it's very minimal and we get in the car real fast, right? We go inside real fast. We go into the store real fast. But the fresh air is going to keep our lungs healthy. And there's been a lot of now respiratory issues um, and complications after certain gene therapy medicines. I don't like to call them medicines, they're not. Um, Gene therapy pharmaceuticals, that's what they are. Gene therapy pharmaceuticals. There have been a lot more respiratory and heart issues. So, what helps the heart and what helps the lungs? Fresh air, oxygen, that that helps. And it sounds so basic, but we get so stuck in a pattern of I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to feel cold. Well, that's okay. Like we can feel cold, you know, we can. And we can get fresh air. So, anyway, so the invitation for the next couple weeks or forever, whatever, is that we go out and we get some fresh air. We commit to taking, you know, some time outside every day. 5 breaths a day, just going out there and just standing, looking up, maybe looking down at the grass, looking at something for a little bit longer. Not in a way that I need to fix it, but just looking at it as it is and admiring the natural placement of it, of the life, of whatever it is that you're looking at. And just breathe and remember that the earth is you and you're the earth. You are Great Spirit. Great Spirit is you, and you are all of it. And you're also none of it. And that we are here on this earth plane temporarily in this form, and that's a part of life. So why not embrace life to the fullest in every now moment that we remember that life as it is in and as us is a gift. I think it's a gift. I think it's a gift to be alive, that I get to experience things that I feel are challenging. You know, I don't like physical pain, not gonna lie, I don't like that. But, you know, I get to feel it sometimes. I don't like emotional pain, but I dive into that. I sit in it. I'm like, what am I gonna feel now? Girl, I get to feel it. I can hold that. Mental pain, when we're confused or we don't know what to do, we don't know if we have the answers, we are afraid to make a decision. Mental pain is not easy to work with. I get it. It's allowing the brain to take a break. And sometimes the brain is so on the go that we don't know how to let it take a break. So then going outside and just staring at something, maybe the pile of leaves that you want someone to rake or that you want to rake, staring at that instead of thinking like, I need to rake it, I need to rake it. Just like, wow, that's a really interesting pattern that all these leaves are in this pile, just so the way the colors are, and like whatever that is. The spiritual path is very much a part of this material world. It has been so separated in our program, in the way we've been conditioned in our culture. Spirituality is the materialization of life. That's what it is to me. The spirituality is the materialization of life. And we have to call it something because we use words. So we call it spirituality, we call it life. So to remember that and reconnect with it, we then start to really, I feel like, reclaim our power. We start to really reclaim our power of being a human that's made of light and sound, that's made of matter. We have like salt water moving through our bodies. We have electrical currents moving through our bodies. We got plasma running through our bodies. We have air that flows in and out all the time. Like the life that we are is completely miraculous. And for me, the number one way for me to remember that life itself is miraculous, which makes me love life more, is to reconnect with the earth and all of the elements in every way. Feeling the wind on my face and just breathing it in, no matter how cold and blustery it is, letting that be an experience that I get to have because we are here for a temporary amount of time. And as we experience death of those around us, we really start to remember that. So my invitation is to not let the death around us take us down and create space for us to just live in a way that's like we're already dead, but to live like we're dying. So live life to the absolute fullest and embrace the cycles of nature that we are. So To me, that is a way that I soothe myself. So, yeah, if you have any ways that you like to soothe yourself, write it in the comments. Like I said, maybe there's something that you really like to do outside that just really brings you back home, home to your heart, home to presence, home to the reconnection of what you call God's source. Something that I've been really wanting lately. It keeps calling me, and I just haven't found a way to create the space or the means to make it happen yet. But the ocean is medicine. Man, if you live near the coast, I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy that you get to have sand and ocean and the energy of the ocean just around you and the air that she brings in, that salty air. Oh, that's so good. And if you live in the mountains, I'm really happy for you that you have all of the energy of the rocks and the age, right? The wisdom of the mountains, all the life that the mountains support. And if you live in the city, like me, I honor you for finding pockets of earth and honoring it. I really wish that they would stop tearing down earth to build buildings and parking lots. Not gonna lie. If anyone ever wants to donate like millions of dollars to me, you know what I would do? In case this is like something that you're like, I want to donate to that. Because trust, this is what I would do. I would buy a lot of land and I would let it be land. That's what I want to do. Let land be land for people to experience, for life to live in it. That's it. We have enough concrete on the surface right now, in my opinion. So I go find my pockets in my backyard, at a park, and I look to the days that I get to be back at the ocean and be up in the mountains and all of that. So keep connected to the earth as much as you can, y'all. We hold so many powers in the earth. With the earth, we hold the powers with it when we work with her. Yeah. Working against her doesn't really do so much for us. We can see that. We can see that. So drink your water, put it in a glass jar, sit it in the sun, let it charge with some sunlight and drink it. Tell the water how grateful you are for it. Charge it with your words of gratitude. It changes the molecular structure. You can tell it like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for you. You gotta feel it though. Like, I'm so grateful for you, water. Oh my God, you give me life. You are life. You're beautiful. You are magic. You heal everything. And then you drink it. It's gonna give you the medicine of all that you've just spoken to it. That's why reconnecting with the elements and the earth is so powerful. It changes everything. So anyway, enjoy the holiday, enjoy the winter solstice, the welcoming back of the sun. I'm excited. Longer days are coming. Well, they come for a while and then they like pause right around Christmas. The sun stops moving for like 2 or 3 days. And then it moves again. It pauses. So anyway, enjoy this day, y'all. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the earth. Enjoy this timeline that we're living in. Enjoy your families. Enjoy your friends. And enjoy yourself and enjoy the earth and all of the beauty that she offers us all the time. So Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I